These are gonna be the 4 books that changed my life, and I believe these are gonna be the books that I recommend everyone to go ahead and read if they do have a chance. So with that being said, you guys, let's go ahead and dive straight into this video. And first thing I do wanna say, you guys, is I do wanna let you guys know that before I went on this whole little running journey, and by the way, this is not all the books that I have. I kind of gave some to the people around me because I definitely believe in putting people on to whatever you discovered, because I feel like, why not? I feel like that's something that I would have wanted too. But I definitely want to say that I am not a reader per se. This is just something that I kind of picked up with time. And I gotta say, if you're in that kind of spot where you're not really a reader, I definitely gotta say you can definitely kind of get to it. I definitely feel like you should do it progressively though. Like the way that I did it, I went ahead and read 10 pages per day, and trust me, that adds up. And you're definitely gonna read books faster than you would think. So with that being said, you guys, I'm gonna give you guys a little... Should I give you guys a little story time, or should we get into the first book? So I'm gonna just get into a little bit of why I started reading, I guess. So I am in a community. I'm in a community for YouTube where it's like a mentorship per se, where we have like a community where we share different ideas. Now in this community, the mentor, his name is Avery B. I'm sure you guys have heard of him, but if not, you can search him up on YouTube. He's a creator that has maybe over 2 million on all platforms. But with that being said, he basically recommended for me to start, or not me, but just for the whole class to start reading in general, because it's like kind of like learn and kind of just add, because knowledge is power, especially if applied. That is basically why I started reading, and I basically took him up on it, and I started reading the book Atomic Habits. This was the very first book I started reading, and it kind of give you like a little context and time. I started reading this book in about January, and I read all the 4 books that I have. I read them in about 6 months, because I haven't read in the last 3 months. I'm not gonna lie, summertime has been a time for me to kind of unwind and kind of just chill for a bit, but I'm trying to get back into it as we speak. But anyway, Atomic Habits right here, first book. I definitely recommend it. It's a definite must read. Atomic Habits definitely changed my life in a way that it allowed me to kind of distance myself from my bad habits, and allowed me to kind of like channel them in a way where it kind of allowed me to see my bad habits as unattractive, unsatisfying, and just basically in a negative light. And it kind of allowed me to really lock in on what I had going on. And this really solidified my habit tracker, you guys. I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys a picture of my habit tracker, how it looked in January, February, March, April, May. And I'm telling you guys can see I was definitely disciplined with this habit tracker, you guys. And I gotta say, this book, and I cannot put enough emphasis on it, tiny changes, remarkable results. I gotta say, you guys, in the beginning of the year, I was not close to being monetized. And I gotta say, just by implementing this book, just by having a solid habit tracker, just having solid habits, good habits at that in my life, I was able to go ahead and get my channel monetized in about 6 months. Really, it really was, I got a lot of work done in a short amount of time. So I gotta say, man, tiny changes, remarkable results. Now, I do wanna give you guys a little core value about this book. So I kind of give you guys a little summary on the side, because then again, what I may have got from the book is maybe what somebody else didn't get from it. So I'm gonna go ahead and give you guys a little core value. So Atomic Habits basically is about like the big changes and how they come from those small and consistent habits. And it's just about improving 1% each day, you guys. You don't have to do a whole 100%. It's just about 1%. And I'm telling you, trust me, day by day it will add up. And think about it, it's just like the gym, right? The gym, if you go in and hit it one day, you might not see the results. You hit it twice, you might not see the results. But if you kind of look 6 months, 9 months ahead, and I'm even proof, your body will completely change. I gained 40 pounds in a span of 6 months, which is quite crazy, you guys. So I gotta say, prove each day 1%, you compound the progress into massive long-term results. Now I gotta say, the key isn't willpower, it's building systems that make good habits easy and bad habits hard to do. And it's all about also, and I'm kind of remembering this as we're talking about it, it's all about kind of hacking your environment. That's one of the things that I also learned is really important. You definitely want to have an environment that's built for success. And I kind of mean, like, for me personally, I work better in an environment that is very clean and an environment that's very, upkept. So I've realized that when my environment is more cluttered, I realize that I'm not as focused, I'm not really as productive, I'm not really on it as I should be. So that's just me personally. You guys kind of try that for yourself, kind of see how that works for you. But you gotta say, man, make the habits that you want in your schedule. You wanna make them obvious, you wanna make them attractive, you wanna make them easy, you wanna make them satisfying. Now, with that being said, that's gonna lead me to my second book. And the second book I do not have, and I gave that to my dad, but that book was called The Power of Discipline. I gotta say, that book book really helped lock me in a way where I was just so disciplined. Like it just says in the name. I feel like the main thing I'm kind of picking from it, that I got from it, is basically the fact that I was really able to master my night and morning routine with this book right here. Because before that, I gotta say it probably was mastered, because I definitely was part of that 5 a.m. club. But it wasn't like I was trying to get my like 7 hours, 8 hours of sleep. I definitely was probably getting less than that, but I would definitely push myself to wake up in the morning. But I gotta say, this book right here it kind of preaches the fact that with the power of discipline, you can really reach heights you never thought you could. And like success in every area of life, wealth, or maybe health, happiness, and relationship comes down to self-discipline. And your ability to kind of like control yourself, stay consistent, and make the right choices, even when it's hard, determines how far you will go. And I know it's hard at times. Life kind of gets in the way, but I really preach you guys, if you guys can really take the time and focus, you guys will be able to reach heights you guys never thought you would. And I feel like once you see something, you can't unsee it. So once you see yourself making all that progress, you're gonna definitely want to replicate it and do it again. So I gotta say, do it so that you can't unsee it, so that you can kind of just go ahead and prolong that. And a principle I'm kind of thinking about that kind of is similar to that is like, you know, when you see like a Lamborghini, it's like you can't unsee it. So like once you see that Lambo, you want it. Or at least for me, that's kind of how it works. Like, or not like, maybe like a McLaren. I'm more of a McLaren type person. Like if I see a McLaren, I can't unsee it. And it's something that I want to obtain, so like it makes me want to kind of go hard for the McLaren, if that makes sense. Even though I wouldn't say I'm money motivated, but then again, I do like nice things. So I don't know why I fit into that spectrum. But with that being said, you guys, The Power of Discipline by Cal Newport, definitely one of those books. And this one is by Atomic Habits, is by James Clear. So that is the two books, Atomic Habits and The Power of Discipline. The next one I did read after that was Deep Work, you guys. Very good book for all people that are struggling with getting work done and maybe are just really distracted by their phone, or just like not really focused. I recommend this book to you. And kind of, by the way I went about reading these books, if you're kind of trying to figure out which one you should start reading first, I really recommend that you read a book based on what you're currently going through. I feel like that's how it's kind of worked for me. Like I picked up Atomic Habits because I wanted to get some good habits going. I picked up The Power of Discipline because I felt like my discipline wasn't all there. And I picked up Deep Work because I wanted to go ahead and work in a way that wasn't really distracted. I wanted to kind of maximize it, and I kind of wanted to be able to work in a deep way, as it says in this book. But the main thing I got from this is the fact that you can do a lot of work in a short amount of time if you just focus. And I know a lot of the times in this world it's hard because it's a very distracted world. But I gotta say, if you just focus, a lot of things happen for you. And this is the author of So Good They Can't Ignore You. So I gotta say, this is one of those books I gotta read. I actually got recommended it on my birthday, which was last weekend. So yeah, that's definitely one of the books I gotta get into. And especially if it's by Cal Newport, I know it's a good one. But Deep Work, I'm gonna give you guys a couple of like a little description so you guys can get a little bit more summary. But basically, the deep work term is basically something where it's like the ability to focus without distraction on cognitively demanding tasks. Now, basically, in this book, Newport kind of argues the fact that this skill is becoming increasingly more scarce in our distracted world, which I feel like is for sure a point. I feel like things like TikTok, and I feel like our brain, like our attention spans are getting so much more shorter. I feel like that is definitely a very true thing. But he does say it's more valuable than ever for producing meaningful results to you guys. So if you definitely want to work harder, want to work deeper, I definitely recommend this book. And it kind of teaches you how, and it kind of makes it real easy if you think about it. It teaches you how if you work deeply, you have to work less than other people that are kind of working distracted. So it kind of motivates you at the same time to kind of do it, because it's like, why am I not doing this? But I feel like when you read books like this, it kind of dubs it down in ways where it kind of makes it seem like, why am I not doing this already? And that's kind of why I like reading books, and that's why I liked at least getting my daily dose of knowledge, which I need to get back into ASAP, you guys. But last book, this one I actually did not finish, but this one I was actually close to finishing, but honestly I might need to reread, because this book was kind of a little blurry to me. But this one is called Think and Grow Rich, you guys, by Napoleon Hill. Now, you guys, very great book. This book right here basically taught me like the the principles on how to like sell yourself, I would say, and like basically like the 13 principles on like how to create financial freedom, if I would have to say so myself. That's kind of what I got from it. I didn't really finish it. I am at the end, but then again, I feel like this book was kind of blurry, and I feel like I didn't really read it how I should have read it. It's been a couple months, I feel like, since I read this book. But yeah, those are the 4 books that I believe changed my life over these past, like, I would say 6 months, you guys. I think I'm a totally changed person. I got bigger. I kind of scaled my YouTube channel a little bit. And I think my overall life has just evolved. I have habits in my life. Like, even now that I haven't read those books, all the habits that I had before, they're still online. I feel like the only thing that has changed is the fact that I'm easing into it. And I'm not like where I was at before, where I was doing crazy habits, like 10 habits each day, like going at it crazy. I'm kind of easing my way to it. But I know for sure, with everything that I succeeded with and everything that I progressed with before, I cannot unsee that. So I'm gonna keep these systems, but I'm gonna for sure exceed what I did before, because I know I can do better than that. But with that being said, you guys, that is the 4 books that kind of changed my life, and that is the books I feel like everyone should read for sure. Very eye-opening books, and a little bit of like a description of kind of like Think and Grow Rich for you guys before I end this video off. It's like that book kind of teaches success and wealth. It kind of teaches the fact that success and wealth kind of begin in the mind, and by cultivating a definite purpose, belief, and persistence, and by applying the 13 principles in this book, you can grow rich, not just in money, but also in life achievements. So that being said, you guys, comment down below. Please let me know of any books that I need to read too that you guys recommend, and kind of put us all on in the comment section, because I am really into that type of stuff. And yeah, leave a like if you want these type of videos. Let me know how you guys are feeling. Subscribe to the channel if you want some more like self-help videos or things like that. Now, I really recommend you click this video right here, because YouTube recommends it. I'll see you there.